Hi everyone, my name is Rosanna Horton, and just a disclaimer, I'm a little bit sick, so I apologize in advance for the quality of my voice and if I start coughing up a lung. But today I'm going to be discussing Zoot Suit by Luis Valdez and some of the themes that really resonated with me about this play. And I do have my notes here on my phone, so if you see me looking off to the side, I'm just referring to my notes here that I've written. So let's get started. So, Zoot Suit by Luis Valdez is a story that really encompasses the Mexican American experience of seeking out a unique cultural identity. And it's multicultural because it touches on themes of racial discrimination, stereotyping, and violence in a racist society. So, through reading Zoot Suit and watching the film of Zoot Suit as well, I learned that the Zoot Suits themselves became a very popular fashion statement amongst not only young Latinos but also African Americans, which was something that surprised me. And this caused white society to associate racial minorities with delinquency and the Zoot Suits. I also learned that the media played a huge role in mounting fear against minorities and twisting the truth to portray Mexican Americans in a bad light. Out of this idea came the stereotype that all minorities are dangerous and that all Mexicans are pachucos, which is definitely not true. And as a result, white people began to fear for their safety, which led to the awful Zoot Suit riots of the 1940s. Local papers all excused the violence by saying it was a response to an immigrant crime wave, when in reality it was just violent racism being carried out. So despite the target that would be placed on their backs by wearing the Zoot Suits, people continued to wear them. So the question is, why? Well, the Zoot Suit itself battled the stereotyping by encouraging young Mexican Americans to embrace their culture and helped them challenge the prejudice that they faced on a daily basis. The suits motivated them to follow their own path despite what everyone else says. In the play, this connected to Henry Reina's alter ego El Pachuco because he embodies what Mexican American pride would look like. El Pachuco was a role model of cultural confidence who pointed out the wrongs with the way society was built against Mexicans. The theme of racial discrimination became really evident throughout the Sleepy Lagoon murder trials, especially when the press made their final statement for the prosecution. The press stated, "We are dealing with a threat and a danger to our children, our families, and our home. Set these pachucos free and you shall unleash the forces of anarchy and destruction in our society." And that quote really resonated with me because it pitted whites against Mexicans and again alluded to the stereotype that pachucos are all violent criminals. And the statement also elicited a feeling of fear and almost a call to action. A call to action for whites to protect their children and society and their families from this Mexican infiltration. But it's all ironic because Mexicans were on this land before any white man was, yet whites kicked them out and made them foreigners on their own land. And this relates a lot to today because much like President Trump compares Mexican immigrants to animals and rapists, the press framed Mexican Americans as an infestation. And they generalized that all Mexicans are violent and they should be incarcerated. Sound familiar? Well, it is, because unfortunately, the demonization of Mexican Americans in Zoot Suit is a battle that we continue to face today. The story of Zoot Suit is relatable not only for Mexicans and Mexican Americans, but all non-white immigrant groups. There is an inevitable assimilation that occurs when people come to America, and it is a battle to keep one's cultural identity alive. It takes a conscious effort to keep tradition and culture a part of one's life, and I believe that the Zoot Suits let Americans know that Pachuco and Mexican American culture was here to stay and that they could not be silenced. In a way, the Suits were very empowering, and I think that's what it really helped Mexican culture stay alive in America. So although it is brief, that is all I really have to say about Zoot Suit at this time. But I hope you guys all enjoy what I had to say, and I hope that we all pass this class and that we learned a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye.